Welcome to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. Each week we talk to different experts and professionals on a wide range of subjects to give you tips and advice on living a happy and healthier life, no matter what age you may be. This week on Aging Gracefully, we talk to Alicia Couri, Dr. Terri Dees, and Dr. Sadiya Farooqui. This week, author Alicia Couri returns to discuss basic beauty tips. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I would like to start by saying you've been here now, 11 weeks. And we've discussed a lot of very important topics.
Yes.
Okay? It's hard for anybody to remember so much wonderful information, so I just wanted to give your book another shout out.
Yes.
And say everything's in here.
It's in
so
the book.
If you need a review, or they can go online and watch the segments online. But that's it. It's, if you forget something, there's always one way or the other to review it.
Right.
Okay.
You can either download the book on my website, aliciacouri.com, or you can purchase the book on Amazon, and I have a lot of bonus material in the actual book that's not on the download.
Okay,
Yes.
good. There's a lot of links.
There are a lot of links to videos that I did for each segment, and there's also, because people have asked me, well, I'm in my 60s or I'm in my 70s, so I interviewed some women that look phenomenal for their age, and I asked them to write a chapter in the book. So if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, there's something in there for you.
For everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of women are concerned about, but our hair changes as we age.
Oh my goodness, yes.
In so many different ways.
In so many different ways. So the texture changes,
yes,
as well as the color changes.
Yes.
And so when we're talking about texture change, it's really important to moisturize, to make sure that your hair is well conditioned and that you continue to moisturize it with different oils and different conditioners, because as we lose moisture in our skin, we're also losing that moisture in our hair.
And how often do you moisturize your hair?
Well, it depends. If you have oily,
all the time,
but if you have oily hair naturally, you don't want to put too much of those. They're cream conditioners that are leave-in conditioners that aren't, after you shampoo. There are oils that you can use, moringa oil. You can also use argan oils. Those oils are really good for the hair, but coconut oil. But just find the right texture of oil for your hair type, because not everything can be absorbed. The molecules can be absorbed.
So again,
into the
that's trial and error.
Sometimes,
kind of basis,
or you can go
right?
to your beauty professional and just ask them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about
Let's talk about the gray
the gray hair. To gray or not to gray? I know that's a big question.
Yes.
So it's trendy now for young women to go all gray.
Yes. Or blue or
purple. Right. But I'm fighting the battle every single day, as we discussed.
Yes,
it's a constant fight. So I have some products that you can use between coloring, because it gets to the point where every 2 weeks you got to color, especially if you have dark hair like us.
And that gets very expensive.
And it gets very expensive, and it damages the hair if you're not doing it correctly. So I have some products that you can use. I love this one. This is my go-to. It's a spray, and you just spray away the gray. I'm telling you, that's amazing.
So how do you find the right color for your hair?
They have different colors that you can find that can match your hair color. They have red, they have blonde.
Excellent.
Yes.
And you just spray at the roots.
And you just spray it on the roots.
Okay.
Yes. And then they have, like these, instead of using a mascara, they have these little doohickeys that you can just comb it through. They have the powders that you can put on. Okay. But I will caution you, one of the things is that it can get on your fingers. It can get all over your fingers.
So wear gloves?
No, well, the spray, once you let it dry, it doesn't transfer anymore, but you have to be careful with some of them, because they can fade and they can transfer onto your fingers and other things.
Okay. So, and there's always
and then you just do your little root touch-up in between coloring.
Yes. Okay. So we're good with that.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on to skincare.
Right, so skincare, again, we've talked about skincare in previous segments.
Yeah.
But it's really important to take care of your skin. And I do want to remind you that we do have the 60-second facelift. It's a serum that you just put it on. It's a dermafill type of serum. You put it on, you get instant results, but then over time it helps rebuild that collagen in areas that you want to see those fine lines and wrinkles kind of diminish.
So it's a 60-second facelift, but as you said, I mean, the more you leave it on, but I mean, it's going to take time.
Yes, it'll take time for it to work over time.
But if you're going out that evening and
it gives you an instant,
like a refresh.
Yes, it gives you that instant smoothing.
All right. Now, we all have gotten into routines and habits that we do for our skincare routines.
And your makeup routine. I mean, I still see people wearing their favorite blue eyeshadow from the 70s. You know, you have to update even your makeup look as you start aging. You have to start doing things a little differently. For instance, eyeliner. Sometimes people have gotten used to that black eyeliner, very thick eyeliner throughout the years, but as you get older, it's a little harder not only to put it on because your eyes change, the skin on your eyes change, but also it gets to be too harsh. So try a brown, try purples,
gray.
A gray.
I use a dark gray myself.
The dark gray. Try different colors, and then instead of drawing that really thick line, you can draw the line, but then feather it out with an angled brush like this. That gets into all the little lines and creases around your eyes so you don't see little spaces. And you can also just add powder. You know, I have a little palette here. You can just add the color of the powder and just fill it in.
So do you recommend like a liquid eyeliner then, or more of a pencil eyeliner?
More of a pencil, and smudge it.
And smudge it with a brush.
With a brush. And also what becomes important is using a color corrector instead of just putting on concealer. Because as we age too, the dark circles and different skin discolorations show up. So you want to use a corrector to color correct.
And that comes in what forms?
They come in, well, I have a pen here, color correcting pens. They come in creams, but you can just put it on and correct whatever you need to balance. I don't have time to go into how to balance, but you can get the book and it'll tell you how to balance out those colors. And then the last couple things I want to show you is you can use something like this, which is an illuminator. So you put it on your skin and it gives you a nice glow. So you look like you're refreshed and you're dewy. And then also use lip glosses that also give your lips that kind of dewy glow. And instead of using a brush to put on your foundation, use a sponge so that it's not heavy and caked on. And then you can use blotting sheets throughout the day to kind of just remove oils or anything like that.
So you don't have to reapply.
So you don't have to keep reapplying, and you keep that nice glow going all day long.
Okay, another wonderful set of tips here. Thank you so much.
I know, I rattled it off.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
You're very welcome.
Please stay tuned. Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI will return after a short break. Dr. Terri Dees with Dees Integrated Health joins us to talk about peripheral neuropathy. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And this is a new modality for you in your practice?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us what peripheral neuropathy is, please, doctor?
Well, neuropathy is a nerve disease, and you get nerve-like symptoms like numbness of the foot, the leg, or the hands, tingling, prickling, or a stabbing or burning pain. For most people, it starts in the foot and spreads up the leg like a sock, and in the hand like a glove.
And what are the causes?
Well, things that can cause neuropathy, it's from a lack of blood oxygenation, lack of stimulation, and nutrition to those nerves. There's some common diseases that can cause the neuropathy. Diabetes, which is a lack of blood flow and circulation. It can be toxicity from chemotherapy, or age-related idiopathic, which means no known cause, but typically as people get older, their heart doesn't pump blood as efficiently, and their there's aging to their nerves. It also can be caused by environmental conditions, from cholesterol statin drugs or chronic alcoholism, viruses, and even autoimmune conditions.
And foods that we eat, I mean, with all the chemicals in there, we should really be eating a more healthy diet, as we've talked about in previous
That's exactly
episodes.
right, yes.
Okay, and what are some of the medical treatments that you found for this?
Well, these aren't the treatments that we do, but traditional medical treatments for these types of conditions is prescription drugs. They use anti-seizure medication like a Lyrica, gabapentin, or Neurontin, and they also utilize things like antidepressants like a Cymbalta, none of which actually address the root cause of the problem. And then as the pain continues to progress, people typically move on to more heavy narcotic medication like Oxycontin or Vicodin, and that helps treat the pain, but the problem is the numbness continues to take place. And the issue with that is that as those sensory nerves continue to degenerate, people lose their ability to assess pressure. So they don't know how much weight they're putting on each foot, and then that affects their ability to balance, and they're more at risk for falls, broken bones, injuries, and it affects their ability to drive because they can't tell how much pressure they're putting on each of the pedals.
Wow. Now, does this affect people? I know you said as you age, but does this affect younger people as well?
Yes, we'll see it in people if there's been, a result of a surgery, that sometimes people have that, but also if they're diabetics or if they've been through chemotherapy, those are related. They have chronic alcoholism, autoimmune conditions, that can cause it too. The people I see, we're in Sarasota, so we definitely see an older demographic, but we have people who are younger as well that are suffering.
Okay, what are the first symptoms? I know you said it's the tingling and burning, but I mean, how can you tell whether that's just your foot's gone to sleep or there's actually a medical problem?
Well, it's usually a progression, that as time goes on, it starts to get worse and worse and worse. I sit down with a lot of people and they say to me, I don't really know if I have neuropathy, but here's what I'm experiencing. And then we're able to do some evaluations to see if that, in fact, it is a condition that we can help them with, if it's neuropathy or not.
Okay, what are some of the methods that you use at your clinic then?
So we really utilize 21st century technology in order to help to bring healing to those nerves. Our approach that we really focus on, it's simple, it's effective, and it's very easy. So we sit down with a person on their first visit in our office and we do a comprehensive health history so we know what's caused them to lead to being in our office today. We do a sensory evaluation, a neurological evaluation, and then we have them back for a follow-up visit where we can sit down and we can discuss what we found and let them know if we can even help them. If we can't help them, we'll also let them know that. And then they can ask us any questions they may have, and we lay out a treatment protocol for their neuropathy. And our goal is really to catch it before those nerves have completely died, because it gives us the best opportunity for nerve repair utilizing our proprietary neuropathy treatment system. So we have different technologies that we utilize depending on the specifics for that person. Everybody's different, and everybody has different health conditions coming in and things that have resulted in them feeling this way. So we tailor our approach to each person.
Okay. Is there natural, organic products that you use? I mean, when you're saying different methods, and you've talked about other people using drugs when they've had it before and it not addressing the situation, how does yours differ there?
Right, so we really look at a five-pronged approach when treating a neuropathy. Number one, and it can be different person to person, but we utilize an infrared diode technology. That was developed by NASA originally for wound healing. And what it does, it's FDA approved to show that it increases circulation, blood flow, reduces pain and inflammation, because that's the number one thing for most of these people. We've got to get the pain and inflammation under control. We use a very specific type of muscle stimulator that helps to regenerate those nerves. We then use a vibration platform technology, and that really functions on improving balance. And from there, we'll utilize different, perhaps chiropractic adjustments for people very specifically, and we utilize some supplementation to remove impurities, make sure they have the right nutrients to heal, and also to reduce pain and inflammation.
Excellent, excellent. That's great. I love the approach. Love the approach. Now, can you tell us one of your success stories that you've had since you've been practicing this?
Well, we have a very sweet lady named Donna who's in her 70s. She came in with terrible numbness in the feet and the hands, thickening skin cracking, which a lot of neuropathy people have, and a lot of trouble walking with balance. We've been working with her for about a month. The numbness is significantly reduced. She balances better, walks better, just massively improved quality of life.
So there's a quick quick changes. You see the turnaround happening quickly. Wonderful. Okay, so our viewers can come and see you for a special offer that you have.
Yes, I always like to give people the opportunity because sometimes they don't know if we're the answer.
Right.
That we can sit down, do an evaluation, go over the results, and we'll do that for a $49 charge. All they got to do is give us a call, but we're limiting it to the first 25. And I will say, if you're not serious about following through, don't call because we have a lot of people that really need our help. But if you want it, absolutely call us, and we'd love to have an opportunity to see if we can help you.
Wonderful. And how long should our viewers anticipate being with you for this?
Yeah, probably about 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, wonderful. And your website before we close today?
Yes, it's deeshealth.com.
Wonderful. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. We'll return right after the break. We have a new guest in the studio today, Dr. Sadiya Farooqui from Elite Health. She joins us to discuss low back pain and the ways to alleviate the discomfort. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. I have always had a problem with my back. So tell us about what are the issues that cause lower back pain?
Absolutely. So about 85% of Americans will face at least one episode of low back pain in their lifetime. That accounts for a significant amount of time and money spent in the healthcare system. It translates to about $89 billion. That's significant. It also translates to lots of time off that patients need for work because of low back pain. So there's lots of things we could do at home to try to help mitigate that and also to help prevent future episodes of low back pain.
Well, I just got so excited talking about lower back pain, but I'd like to start with, tell us a little bit about your practice, Elite Health, and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm with Elite Health. We're new to the area. We just opened our Venice location a few weeks ago. It's a Miami-based practice that really has a very proactive approach to healthcare and to cardiac prevention. We do lots of testing on site, including laboratory testing, X-rays, EKGs, echoes, stress tests. So we try to take the pain of having to go to multiple locations out for the patient.
And put it all in one location. Wonderful. And what is your specialty, doctor?
I did a residency in family medicine, and I have specialized in sports medicine.
Okay. And you're now located in Venice at that location, because there are two.
Yes.
But you're in the Venice location.
Exactly.
Okay. So back to back pain. Why do you think there's been such a significant increase in the occurrence of back pain?
Unfortunately, it has a lot to do with how we have evolved as humans. The back is composed of 24 vertebrae and if you look at the natural curvature of the back, it has natural curves. So it's an S shape, and you're supposed to be forward flexed, extended in certain areas. Now, as we have evolved, we have gone from leading very proactive lives to more sedentary lives. And now we're putting additional pressure on the vertebrae, we're putting more pressure on our hips and our pelvic system, and that has increased the significance of back pain and the incidence of it. And a lot of
that is computer, other things that we're doing?
Computer, TV, lack of, we're not hunter-gatherers anymore. So everything's coming to us. We don't have that same reason to use our body, unfortunately, that we were initially designed for.
So we know that those are some of the major causes. What are some of the things in our daily life that we could do to help ourselves to be proactive and not, if we don't have back pain, how can we prevent it? And if we do, how can we decrease it?
Sure. So some of the top things that we can do, and this actually applies to bettering yourself and your health in general, stop smoking. When we're ingesting tobacco and smoking nicotine, you're actually decreasing the blood supply to different portions of your brain. Tobacco will significantly vasoconstrict, meaning you're not getting enough blood supply to your organs and extremities. Now, you can imagine that the little blood vessels that supply the spinal column are very tiny. So anything that will injure that is going to put additional stress on your back. Also, also start exercising, walking. Swimming is good. It won't actually help with back pain necessarily, but at least keep you flexible and moving.
Okay, what are some of the other, I mean, that's something that we can do, but are there treatment options that you can do for your back?
Absolutely. So most incidents of back pain, acute episodes will resolve on their own within 48 to 72 hours. And usually with a little help with anti-inflammatories or Tylenol, again, depending on what your chronic medical conditions are, a little rest, ice, heat, and anti-inflammatories will go a long way and hopefully get rid of some of that. If not, then I would suggest that you see your local physician.
Okay, all right. Heat or ice first? Is there?
So it actually depends. Most low back pain is secondary to a musculoskeletal type of injury, meaning that the paraspinal muscles that support the spinal column have been compromised. There could be an acute injury. So if it is more of an acute injury, you actually want to use ice to try to calm the inflammation down. After the first 48, 72 hours, I would suggest heat to help loosen the muscles up.
All right. So in addition to that, I know that you have a wonderful young gentleman who's going to show us some yoga moves.
I do. Javante McIntosh will be helping us demonstrate some things that we can do to help strengthen our core and also stretch our spinal column and back muscles out.
Great.
So one of the major things we can do to help alleviate low back pain is actually to strengthen our core. So Javante will help us demonstrate how we can correctly do some core strengthening exercises. Here, he's going to hold a modified plank position for us. What that does is help build the muscles of the abdominal wall. When you do that, you take the pressure off of the low back muscles, and it'll help with posture as well. You want to start by holding that for about 10 to 15 seconds, and you can gradually increase it to 30, 45 seconds. So now we'll discuss some yoga positions that will help take away some of that back pain. This is called a child's pose position. It's very easy to do. All you want to do is get on your legs and cradle forward. What that does is help stretch out the muscles of the low back as well as the upper back. Next, if we can have the cat position. So again, we were discussing the curvature of the spine. What this does is help take away some of that pressure by putting your spine in the opposite position. Next, we have downward dog, which is also a fun position. And you may have to start by having your feet a little bit closer to your hands, and you can walk backwards and stretch that out.
Thank you for tuning in to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. To find previous episodes, go to snntv.com under programming. See you next Saturday and Sunday at noon.